Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahabashim Yoshai Barakatham, Bashim Kalkudash, Call Holoyim, Yahabashim Yoshai, Call Holoyim, Yahabashim Yoshai, Bashim Kalkudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there and the elect. Of course, that's the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming destruction. All right. I'm the brother Zayana Allah, the DC camp, coming at you with another video. Just make it kind of brief, but straight to the point in the spirit. All right, going into, the same issue that we always go to with, different individuals out there of who Israel is and how are you an Israelite. All right. Long story short, you're an Israelite, through the seed of your father, man. And that's scriptural. All right. And this is based off of course, this comment here. And I'm going to play this video that I did, some time ago. All right. Concerning Naphtali. All right. It says, this reply here says Naphtali is Naphtali, and Yaphet is Yaphet. All right. But in case you didn't know, in the ends of the earth, our ancestors ruled with a rod of iron and took many Yaphetic slaves and people with us. They later learned our ways, and we adopted them into our families and give them people to marry and all that. That's why most of those natives look Asian. Look Asians, if that's what you're tripping about. And it was also foretold, Yaphet shall dwell in the tents of Shem. They literally dwelt in our tents and became one of us. Now, you don't become another nation. It's impossible for you to become another nation. All right. You're always who you are through your father's line. And it doesn't matter what features you have, what physical features that you have. You are always who you are according to your father. Now, if you don't know your lineage and you don't have your family tree, but guess what? It goes by the spirit, man. All right. It goes by the spirit. You see, we're able to tell who's an Israelite by the spirit. And guess what? That lets us know physically their line going back to the nation of Israel. That's the beautiful thing about the spirit. All right. But let me play some of this video and then go into the scriptures. All right. Because there's some other things that we, I put down. All right. In response to that. In westward. As a matter of fact, because right there I go into the west, I jumped the gun. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read my comments. It says, according to the scriptures, how is someone an Israelite? Just according to the scriptures, man. A descendant from Israel also by marriage and adoption. Well, the scriptures don't say that. All right. They say also by marriage and adoption. That don't make somebody an Israelite by marriage and adoption. All right. Then the person gets mad and says, stick to your own tribe. You don't know our stories and migrations like that. Well, guess what? I know the scriptures like that. All right. And when you go to, let me see. Let me go to James. It's real basic. All right. All right. Bear with me. A lot of noise in the background. All right. James 1:1. It says, James is servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting. Now, mind you, James was the Lord's brother. And for the most part, the majority of the 10 tribes, okay, all right, left and went on to what? The Western Hemisphere, okay, North, Central, and South America. And it's beautiful because it's going to lead right into the other scripture, okay, all right, North, Central, and South America due to prophecy. When you go to James, the 49th chapter, okay, it tells you, all right, showing you that Jacob, or Yaquab, was a prophet, Genesis 49:1. And Yaquab called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Okay. In the last days. And when you go through Genesis 40, the 49th chapter, these are the prophecies that was given, all right, from Jacob to his sons are actual prophecies of where they will be at location wise in the last days, what was going to befall Israel in their last days, where they were going to be located. All right. Part of that is in what? Genesis 49. Another part of it is in Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, and so on and so forth. All right. But in the last days, the majority of Israel will be in these respective places. Now, remember also that what? Israel is scattered abroad. Why? Because when we slept with other women, when we traveled abroad and slept with other women, guess what? Those children are still Israelites. All right. Israelites. All right. As a matter of fact, look up this right here. Oops. All right. Now, this is Gershom, okay? This is Exodus 2 and verse 22. All right. It says, and Moses was content, verse 21, to dwell with the man. Okay. All right. Talking about Jethro. Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, all right, I'll read up some. All right. This is Jethro or Ruel. Okay. All right. That's another name for him. This is Exodus 2, verse 16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? Now let me check on this real quick. All right. Bear with me. All right. See, the father-in-law of Moses, also Jethro, just showing you that Ruel, okay, all right, is also another name for Jethro. Just throwing that out there. All right. It says, when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. And she bare him a son, and called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna have to edit that later. All right. It says, and Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter, and she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Now let's look up this word stranger. All right. Now is Gershom a heathen, or is he an Israelite? All right. Now within this, you see the name. You said he called his name. The word for name in the Hebrew is right there, Shamash. It says Shem, but in the Hebrew is Shem. Now it said Gershom, all right, it's a combination between what? Gar and Shem. Okay? All right. The word there's Gar, and then you have the word Shem. Okay? It doesn't just mean foreigner. It means name. Foreigner and name. Okay, name of a foreigner. Why? Because guess what? That child, Gershom, was born outside of the land of Israel. All right. That's why he said, and she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. All right. And that word Gar is normally for what? Israelite strangers, Israelite foreigners. Okay. See? Click on it. Sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inherited rights of foreigners in Israel, though conceded rights. See? All right, that's why he called his name Gershom. Okay. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. So guess what? Gershom, all right, or Gershom, all right, is still an Israelite through Moses. All right. Gershom is not a heathen because of Zipporah. All right. So who are you through the scriptures? You're of your fathers, man, because that's what the scriptures say. All right. No matter where you are on the planet. Now you have, going back to the video, you have people that's in Hawaii. You have people that's on the different islands, Polynesian islands and things of this nature, Guam, stuff like that, that they're Israelites because guess what? The father was an Israelite, not the mother. It goes by the seed of your father. And it's plain and simple, man. That's what the scriptures say. All right. And I put down, I might as well read it here because I put it down. All right. Because he said, stick to your own tribe. You don't know our stories and migrations like that. Like I said, I know the scriptures like that. All right. It says, so you don't want to deal with the scriptures. Anyone who is an Israelite is by the seed of their fathers. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers. They declared their lineages after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, going down in the same chapter. Of the children of Naphtali throughout their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go to war. And I was talking about the men at that time that were being selected out of each tribe. And this was dealing with Naphtali, okay? It says, by the house of their fathers, okay? Romans 1 and 3, concerning his son, Yahushua Mashiach our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh, because guess what? Yahushua was a Judite. And guess what? It goes all the way up to King David within the same lineage, okay? All right? And he's a Judite, okay? All right? He said that's not saying, he put, that's not saying what makes someone an Israelite. I've already heard that teaching, you are what your father is. That's false teaching, okay? So my whole thing is, okay, how is anyone who they are according to the Bible? That's not just deal with Israelite. How is anybody who they are according to the Bible? How is a Persian a Persian? All right? How is Moab a Moabite? How is Ammon an Ammonite? How is anybody who they are according to the scriptures? All right, according to the scriptures, you are who your father is. Point blank, period. All right, you are who your father is according to the scriptures. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip to go back, because obviously this person has he might be an Israelite, but might get offended thinking that, oh man, they said I'm Japhet and I can't be a part of the tribes and stuff like that. No. Once again, our people are scattered abroad, and it's not what you look like, but it is about your lineage, man, your true lineage. And if you have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the true teaching, then guess what? Your line goes back to Israel, man. The Spirit proves your physical lineage, man. All right? Let me, Salaki, didn't mean to do that. All right. All right, let's play a little bit of this video that I did 11 months ago. As it says, keep in mind, Japhet is not of the tribe of Naphtali, because you have some Israelite groups, GOCC being the main one that I've seen so far. I don't want to say groups. I'll say GOCC. GOCC is the one that on their sign, they're teaching that basically the Hawaiians and Polynesians are Naphtali, and they're doing it for one reason only. All right, let me click on this. For all the land which thou seest to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. All right, and when you go to this right here, when you go to where it says northward, southward, eastward, and westward, westward says Yum. Now, was it talking about an actual sea where Abraham was looking at? No, it's talking about the land. Now, check that out. Now, where it says northward, southward. I got this one. For all the land which thou seest to thee will I give it, and to now I'm at what? Thy seed forever. All right, and when you go to this right here, Genesis 13. When you go to where it says northward, southward, eastward, and westward. As you can see, it says northward, southward, eastward, and westward. All of those were points of direction. But that word westward says Yum. All right? Keep that in mind. You see that? It says Yum. Westward says Yum. Now, was it talking about an actual sea where Abraham was? Now, when you look up Yum, it says sea, Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Dead Sea, Sea of Galilee, sea in general. You see? So a lot of people, when they see that, they say, oh, that really means just sea. All right? And GOCC, all right, when you go to Deuteronomy 33 and verse 23, it says, and of Naphtali, he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full with the blessing of the Lord, possess thou the west and the south. Now, when you go to that word west, as I said in the old video, the word there is Yum. You see sea. So they're thinking it's in the sea and then it's south, based off the Lashawan, because you see the word sea. Well, that wouldn't make sense, because that's almost like saying, all right, they're just in the sea and then the south. What sea and what south? You see? Because if west no longer means west and it means sea, then you're just saying they're just in the sea in the south somewhere. No, that's not what that's talking about. When you go to Genesis 13 and 14, that's one of them. It was actually talking about a direction. All right. So when the 10 tribes came over in the Western Hemisphere, all right, Naphtali went all the way, all right, to the west and all the way south and inhabited what? And if you look on the map, all the way west and all the way south on the map, you will see what? South America. You will see Argentina to Chile. All right. You will see stuff like that. You will see when you look up that people over there. I remember at one time in history they was going by the name of the Mapuche people or tribes. Okay, inhabiting that area. You see, all right. But guess what? That was in what? South America. Okay, to the far west and south. Not talking about south. Not talking about sea south. All right, it's talking about west south as far as on the land. Okay, all right. Now, if you had some of them that eventually traveled to Hawaii and set up shop over in Hawaii, guess what? Then their offspring will be that of Naphtali, but through the man. Simple as that. All right. So it's not hard, man. You know, you are who your father is, and that's what the scripture says, man. Even the Lord himself, he's a Judite. All right. Why? Because his father was a Judite. Joseph was a Judite, man. All right. Point blank, period. All right. Another thing, you know, a lot of these people that's commenting on these pages, all right, when you look at theirs, where's your edification? All right. You have, all right, names like this. I am, you know, you have stuff like that. But where's your edification? All right. Going into the scriptures and breaking it down, man. All right. If you calling yourself correcting men of the Lord that are teaching the scriptures, where are your edification videos where you're actually teaching the scriptures, man? And the scriptures say, "Thine eyes shall see thy teachers." You know, you'll eventually see the ones who's teaching you, man. Where's your works? Are you out there on the highways and hedges? Okay, all right. Cause if you call yourself a man of the Lord and a teacher, you'll be teaching the scriptures, man. All right. That's it, man. That's all I wanted to get into. You know, basic and plain, you are who your father is, man. Thus saith the scriptures, man. All right. Call halon yimi habashim al shabashim call kadash, and as always to the elect, a double shalom. All right. You know what? And by the way, it doesn't matter once again what you look like, all right, and where you're from, all right. It matters about the seed of Israel, man. All right. Shalom.